Hail Biafra. This is Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment.
Simon Ekpa's ordeal, diplomatic blunder, how Nigerian government lost it. That is what we are going to discuss now. Let us tell the world how Nigeria lose in total. That's what they call losing and losing in total. Nigeria lost its control. They lost it completely. Not knowing their left from their right. Not knowing where, country they can go to demand for extradition of somebody who said, I'm not a Nigerian. Can you force me to be a Nigerian? The answer is no. So what are we saying? If Nigeria could not extradite Abba Kyari, but you want another country to extradite their citizens back to your own country, you are very, very crazy. Anyway, part of that, Cameroonian forces don't flee as Biafrans Black Marine recapture waterfront. They will keep on running until they run out of ideas. My people, I beg, there's no time to waste. Let us go straight to the reason why we're here. Like, share, comment, and make sure you subscribe for more interesting videos coming your way. This one is by Consigned Nigeria. Now then write this by Consigned Nigeria, not a Biafran. But I'll see what it is all about. Every keen social media user of Nigerian extraction will by now be familiar with the name Simon Ekpa. In fact, it a ring bell to every corner of Nigeria. A Nigerian-born finance ex-soldier and current politician in Lahti, Finland. He is, by his own confession, a self-styled prime minister, according to what they wrote here. He certainly was planning to cause diplomatic confusion for the poor West African country of Nigeria in his rightly or wrongly quest to announce a Biafra Republic government in exile on the 2nd of December 2024. Tell me, how is he planning to cause a diplomatic confusion? Because he wants to announce Biafran government in exile on December 2nd of 2024. Anyway, let us continue. What do I know? For this, he was assumed the title Prime Minister. Things they happen. Even Prophet Nnamdi Kanu never gave himself an elected position, opting instead to call himself Supreme Leader. Was Asiwaju scared stiff due to the name Prime Minister? We all know he is scared of another person answering or fomenting trouble that might lead to his losing the title Presidency. Anyway, let us proceed. For Ekpa, was this intended to be a content creation? Okay, a lot of people don't like his person or the controversies surrounding his alleged membership of a group, according to, they say, prescribed in Nigeria. Who prescribed it? Can you provide your evidence? But legit in virtual or developed parts of the world. I don't give whatever you call it about Ekpa, other than I think so many ethnic Igbos as me, that he is a tool via his infamous autopilot content used by those seeking to destabilize our peaceful Southeast. For this, I certainly loathe him. But should I place personal prejudice against a self-styled Prime Minister of BG in the face of what we know to be hand of Esau, but voice of Jacob? According to him, he said, hey, no. Institutions are not built by personal feelings, but by what the extant law says. The European Union laws on human rights will be tested to its extremes because sovereigns outlive strong men, peasants, and all. Before I delve further, these are what we found out. Okay, make one listen attentively. Number one, the finance authorities are actually unsure as to what to charge Ekpa with. By charging him, they don't want to make a fool of themselves in their own courts. Like what you see in third-rate countries, failure to prove their case in court could expose the government into paying hefty reparations for wrongfully incarceration. They initially wanted to charge him for links to a terrorist group, possibly misled by their Nigerian counterpart. But quickly, seeing that the name the Nigerian counterpart dropped is nowhere raising a red flag in the European Union, USA, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, or even in less traditional democracies like Japan, Hong Kong, etc. In fact, by now, They will have realized the so-called terrorist group is a registered entity in UK, which is the Biafra. While I know they finish here, this is how they lose in total. Number 2, Finland is a freedom-fighting, highly developed part of northern hemisphere. They certainly won't want to spoil their hard-won democracy and civil liberties because of one far-flung sovereign that refused to outgrow its legendary foolishness. I still recall recall the exploits of World War II legend called Simo Haha. Simo is glorified in Finland as a national hero who saved Finland by killing cheeky Russian invaders during the Russo-Finnish Winter War of 1939 to 1940. He has 505 confirmed kills to his name, making him the deadliest sniper in the world, earning him the nickname White Death by the Russians. Number 3. Don't be so quick because we are heading somewhere, please. This message might be a little bit longer. The Finnish authorities now understand the main thing. Somewhere in the exclusive preserve of the Brits, some people want to secede from British Lebensraum, knowing or unknowingly, the short engine have reignited the Biafra story. A story which is hitherto meant to be kept secret because it was one of the few episodes where the bipolar world kept their differences apart and fought a tiny dot nation of ragtag but highly brave black Africans for almost 3 good years. We are talking about Biafra here. Till date, a lot of those developed world are still ashamed regarding the role they played militarily, diplomatically, politically, and otherwise. Nigeria on its own part never recovered ever since because it has been from one coup to another, culminating to when democracy happened, giving rise to one idiot after another, the latest being a shady asset of a foreign intelligence agency, even though he might still be a drug mall. We know who he's talking about. Let us not mention names. Number 4, the Finnish authorities might since realize that they might unwittingly be used as pawns to settle what ordinarily should be a domestic issue solved by a sovereign national conference or a simple referendum or the granting of limited autonomy like the Bosque region in Spain and other restive parts of Europe. Number 5, this is the first time the Finnish authorities will arrest a citizen and had to be given a deadline by the court to bring charges against him or let him be. Otherwise, it might be misconstrued as infringement of his rights. Developed parts of the world are known to arrest only once a foolproof evidence has been dropped. These people play to the gallery of the zoo, and now zoo have made them a laughingstock before the world. Number 6, as a result of a cooperation between two democracies, Ekpa was arrested, and now the required evidence are not forthcoming from the other democracy. Yes, Nigeria, with an active CIA asset, with a drug dealing, according to an investigative journalist, David Hundoyen, is also a democracy. No be so kunle. If mere social media postings that may or may not be misconstrued or misconstrued as incitement, depending on whose side you look from, then 80% of all immigrants of Muslims origin living in Finland qualifies as terrorists due to the post they make in support of either ISIS, Al-Qaeda, ISWAP, Boko Haram, Hamas, Hezbollah, or even Israel. Yes, people see Israel as a terrorist state too. I certainly don't. You get the point now, eh? Now that the self-styled prime minister has been engaged, what next for the poor West African country? Everything. It appears Ekpa is having upper hand because I have never read anywhere where a powerful nation will arrest first for a serious crime of ties to terrorists, and yet They couldn't land a connection other than being a nuisance on social media. To some, Ekpa is a clown. It's not to me, but certainly looks more like Nderi. No. Well, he hasn't proved me wrong since a claim came out that he is currently pinning his social media primo minister as content. Me thinks he is an agent of Nigeria deep state. Not them. Let them settle and leave us biko. You get the point now, eh? Diplomatically, I don't think the present Nigeria government has the required credibility, international goodwill, and integrity needed to take on a powerful nation currently squaring off with Russia's expansionist tendency up north of Europe, especially one that have lots of civil liberties enshrined on its constitution for the past 200 years. As I am not actually a good betting man, I think Nigeria has lost its case against Ekpa even before it started due to what I will call recycled foolishness. Two examples will clearly illustrate it more. You get the point now? Okay, number one, a wanted man who was escalated up to Interpol levels, actually walking up to be arrested, but let off the hook yet again, handing himself over but turning into a crowd controller. In a court, he should be in handcuffs if Egbo Olukayode was to be taken seriously. You see, you guys don't know when you show that you are the current recycled jester in powers. Number two, the illegally renditioned prophet of the Torah, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, with the resources deployed into illegal extracting him from Kenya. By now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu should have been a conviction on his head by them. Which of your laws convict him? You that have Prophet Mazen Nnamdi Kanu since 90 Kurigidim and have not convicted him, even though he is asking for what the content creator, the self-styled prime minister, is also asking for. Yet, you went Finland to convict the short engine. Now, so you don't upgrade your mumu chimo wahala. You don't tie up. Anyway, the last but not the least, Cameroonian forces flee as Biafran's Black Marine recapture waterfront. Biafran separatists have allegedly recaptured Abana waterfront following multiple bomb explosions that killed 15 members of the Cameroonian Gendarmerie and Rapid the Intervention Battalions. Source said the attack was carried out by an armed group believed to be Black Marine. Government forces have been forced to flee the waterfront for the fear of being pied by this group. My people, now here we go to live on. I beg, make on argue with on tablets, but make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel.